Hey there, welcome to the channel. Greetings from beautiful sunny Koh Samui. Fantastic weather today. I just got back from the gym and then I went over to a meeting at one of my new favorite restaurants here in Samui. It's called Drees and it's located on the road that goes to Crystal Bay Beach. So I've recently been helping the owner a little bit with promoting the place on my Facebook page, and it's just getting hundreds of thousands of views. So he's a very nice guy from the Netherlands. Highly recommend checking out Drees when you're in Samui, and it's got a beautiful view of Crystal Bay Beach. I'll leave some video footage in here for you to check it out. But yeah, I had a meeting there today with my friend Dan, and he's actually going he's actually going to Vietnam tomorrow, and they're checking out Da Nang and Hoi An. And since I've already been there twice now, I just wanted to meet with him and give him some advice, different things to do, places to stay, those sorts of things. And if any of you are looking to go to Vietnam sometime soon, drop a comment down below. It's actually getting more and more popular, and more people are choosing to go to Vietnam instead of Thailand. And I think one of the reasons for that being is because it's a lot cheaper over there. The cost of living is lower. You can find really affordable accommodation, cheap coffee, food. You can probably get by on about $1,000 a month in a place like Da Nang. And that's actually one of the reasons why it's becoming so popular for digital nomads as well. I was just there a couple months ago attending a conference which is called Vietnam Nomad Fest. I made some videos while I was there, and I spoke at this conference, and yeah, that was my second time in Da Nang. I do really like it there, although I don't think my fiance would be so keen on moving to Vietnam. She's already told me she doesn't want to live there, even though she's never actually been there before. We've never visited Vietnam together, not yet anyway, because it seems like every time I go there she has to work, so it just doesn't really pan out. But we are planning a trip to China. We've been wanting to go to this place called Chongqing for a long time, which is it's kind of like a 4D city. It looks really cool. I've never been to China before, and I was doing some research, and it turns out that as an American citizen, I can go to China for 10 days visa-free. Otherwise, I will be required to apply for a visa, but I think 10 days will be enough time to visit Chongqing and maybe some other areas like Qingdao as well. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, sorry. But yeah, you can actually fly directly from Samui into Chengdu, I think it's called, and then go up to Chongqing from there. So we're considering that maybe next month, most likely. Like I say, never been to China before, and it will be nice if I can go without applying for a visa. The only stipulation is that if you do the 10-day visa-free, you're actually required to visit a third country in China. So that could be Taiwan, Hong Kong, or Macau. So those are the different options. I'm not exactly sure why they do it this way, but it is pretty smart for tourism purposes, just to get people to go to explore some of these other countries. And I've also never been to Hong Kong, Taiwan as well. So yeah, that's kind of the plan, and I will definitely be making some videos from China while I'm there, just for about 2 weeks most likely, and then I'll just come back to Thailand, Samui. But it's not official yet. In fact, I just did a border run yesterday down to Malaysia because currently I'm having to do this every 3 months. Hopefully it's the last one I have to do for quite some time, because I'm actually getting a marriage visa very soon. I'm just waiting on the official documents to arrive from Bangkok. It's taking a little bit longer than I expected, and I've never overstayed in Thailand. Actually, only one time. I was in Bangkok and I went to immigration with the wrong papers, so I had to go back the next day and then overstayed. So it was like a 500 baht fee. No big deal, but that's the only time I've overstayed in Thailand in roughly 5 years. So, I always try to do everything the legal way, and so that's why I decided to go down to Malaysia. And I just use an agency for that, which is called Visa Tech. They're located right next to the immigration office here in Samui, and I've been going with them for quite some time. This last trip I actually went to Vietnam, so I just did a visa run instead and then re-entered that way. So that also works. But for a long time they were only offering like 3 land border crossings per year, but now, as far as I know, it's pretty much unlimited. So you could technically do this for quite some time is just do the border crossings. I wouldn't recommend it because it is actually quite tedious and time consuming to do these border runs. But basically all you have to do is just take the ferry to Don Sak Pier, which is on the mainland, and that takes about an hour and a half, and then a shuttle will be waiting there to pick you up, and it's about four and a half hours down to the Malaysian border. And basically you just, get your stamp on both sides. It's a quick in and out procedure. And now they even take care of the TDAC for you as well, which is the Thailand Digital Arrival Card. So basically you just scan a QR code that they provide during the shuttle trip, and you fill out some basic information, including your address in Thailand and these sorts of things. And then you just show that to the immigration officer on the Thailand side, and they just let you right in. And the nice thing about going with an agency versus on your own is that you're guaranteed to get back in. Pretty much all you have to have on is the sticker for the particular agency you're using. If you don't have that sticker, I guess you won't be able to get back in for some reason. So you need to make sure to be wearing that sticker, and then they'll let you right back in. It is a little bit of an extra fee. It's now 4,500 baht for the border run down to Malaysia. But the way I see it is just a lot easier. You don't really have to screw around booking flights and hotels. If you go to Kuala Lumpur, for example, it's going to be more expensive, especially if you're flying out of Samui. So for me, it just makes a lot more sense to do the border run, and then I don't have to book the hotels for a couple days and book the airfare and everything. And then I'm also attending a conference in Bangkok. I just bought my tickets yesterday, and it's called NAS Summit. It's hosted by Nas Daily. He's got 22 million followers on Facebook, millions and millions of followers on YouTube as well. I'm sure many of you have watched his videos before. And he just happens to be hosting this special event for content creators and AI enthusiasts as well. And it's going to be taking place in Bangkok on August 16th. I've just recently started seeing the ads. So I decided to buy a ticket because they're offering early bird pricing right now. It's only $70 for the just basic general admission ticket. So I decided to get a ticket to that, and that's August 16th. So chances are, if I do choose to go to China, I can go over there, I can create some awesome content from China, come back, and then attend this NAS Summit conference in Bangkok, which I'm really looking forward to. And who knows, maybe I'll even get the chance to meet Nas Daily. I think that would be really, really cool. And there's going to be about 1,000 content creators there. So, anywhere from aspiring content creators all the way up to expert, successful content creators. They're already making money from their content on social media. So I think it'll be a great opportunity to do some networking, which I haven't been doing for years now. I've just gotten a lot more lazy ever since I left the U.S. And living in Austin, Texas, I was constantly networking. I was like a business card collector, always going to networking events. And then after a while, I started to get a little bit burnt out of that. And it just seemed like I was going through the motions. And now I don't really go to many networking events. But I think this is going to be a really good one. And it's the only physical conference that they're doing this year. It happens to be taking place in Bangkok. So, you know what they say, you got to seize opportunities. And I just decided to get that ticket. So looking forward to going to that. And I'll also leave a link down below as well if you want to check out NAS Summit. Yeah, I'm always growing this. Pretty much every single day I'll get on school for like 1 to 2 hours, sometimes longer, and just contribute in different communities, and then also post in my own community, build out courses. And I've just recently launched a second YouTube channel as well, which is called AI Automation Station. It's growing slowly but surely. I've only got about 5 subscribers so far, and I've just decided to launch a second YouTube channel for posting automation stuff, all about AI. And then this channel is going to stay focused on Thailand and travel related content. So that's kind of the plan. If you want to check it out, link in the description below, AI Automation Station on YouTube. And I've also been posting AI faceless videos on there as well, just to kind of grow it a little bit faster, and that's fully automated. I use a tool called Syllabi for that, which is one of the best tools out there for creating faceless videos. And then you can basically post those as YouTube shorts in addition to your long form content, and they get more views faster. So it's a good way to grow your YouTube channel pretty much on autopilot. I recommend Syllabi. I'll also leave a link to that down below. It is an affiliate link, so I will get a commission if you become a paid subscriber on Syllabi. Or maybe you want to start your own online business, find a remote job online, something that you can do over here, because I think this is one of the main things that holds a lot of people back. Thailand. So I recently made a post on my Facebook page basically just asking how many times have you visited Thailand, and it got hundreds and hundreds of comments. The answers varied from anywhere from about one time all the way up to hundreds of times, like hundreds of plus times. And for me personally, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because then you have to buy the airfare back and forth to your home country all the time. I've just chosen to stay over here for 5 years, and I haven't returned to the US since I left because I simply really don't have much interest in being there anymore. I've talked about it in many of my other videos as well. But for the people that have visited Thailand, 50, 60, 70, 80 times over the years, I always just find myself asking the question, like, why don't you just move here, right? What's holding you back from moving here? And if it's visa related, that's not really an issue. They have a lot of different visa options over here, anywhere from about 1 year, which is a retirement visa, up to 5 to 10 years for the DTV and the LTR visa. So that shouldn't be an excuse for not moving to Thailand. That's something that I could do as well, is I could just travel back and forth like a pinball and an arcade machine. But that doesn't make sense to me, right? It gets very expensive. And then for me, I would just be in the US, which I don't want to be there anyway. So just to go for like 2 weeks, maybe a month, doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I just choose to stay over here full time, and I figure out ways to do that no matter what. There's many different options, but I'm just going to get the marriage visa. That's the next logical step. And I've been together with my fiance for almost 5 years now, so there's no reason not to get married at this stage. And it also comes with a lot of benefits as well. So obviously we love each other, been together for a long time, and there's really no excuses anymore at this point. And also it will be a great way to get my family over here for the wedding as well. They've been chomping at the bit to visit me for years, and luckily my mom now has a passport. My dad still doesn't have his passport yet, which I've been working on him for a long time, trying to help him get the passport, but it's really easy. He just never makes it happen for whatever reason. And hopefully he can retire at some point here as well. He's like 68 years old. And to be perfectly honest, I often feel like I'm semi-retired even though I'm not rich. It's more of a mindset thing, right? It's not necessarily how much money you have in the bank. It's just like your mindset, right? But I know a lot of retired people over here. And yeah, they've provided a lot of inspiration for me over the years. I've learned a lot from them as well. So that's another nice thing about living in Samui. No matter your age, you can meet a lot of inspiring people over here, whether they're retired digital nomads, maybe business owners, expats, whatever, right? It's just a great place to meet interesting people who are, chances are, a lot further ahead. I've actually had a lot of mentors over the years. My good friend Todd, he's a Canadian ex-military guy, and he's been living over here about the same time as me. He has a house, a beautiful girlfriend from the Philippines who's like roughly half his age, and they're always traveling, and then they also come back and forth. They travel a lot, and then they come back to Samui frequently as well. So yeah, I always enjoy watching and seeing whatever they're up to, and it inspires me to dream of a brighter future as well, where I have the opportunities to travel a lot more, and I don't necessarily have to worry about money all that much, because I'll have the online businesses going. And that's basically what I'm trying to do with the new school community, is get it up to, $5,000 a month, which I think is pretty doable, but it's going to take probably at least 3 to 6 months roughly to get it up to that level. And as I said, it is a free community. So I also have the option of charging a membership every single month. So I just charge people to be part of the community, but that's more of a barrier to entry. And then also the conversion rate is going to be a lot lower. It's only about 2 to 4% for paid communities. And for free communities, mine's like 22%. And I've also played around with running some Facebook ads to it as well, but I noticed that the conversion rate was going down, which means it's going to drop in the search results as well. So I just decided to turn off the ads because it wasn't converting. And for the most part, people are just finding me through the school platform itself. And the higher my community moves up the rankings in search, the better it's going to do over the long term. So yeah, if you're looking to, start generating some sort of income online, I think school is probably one of the quickest and easiest ways to do that. Whether you launch a free community or a paid community, it's entirely up to you. But yeah, definitely check out school. I'll leave links to that down below as well. And you're welcome to join my community. As I said, it's all about AI automations to save time and money for your business. And it's growing fast. We've got almost 300 members in there already. And I don't see any reason why it's going to slow down. And I just hit 12,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, so this is another milestone. I've recently started running some ads on Google, and my latest ad has over 1 million impressions, and the video has like almost 200,000 views now. So this is my #1 video on the YouTube channel. And yeah, this is something I might start doing a little bit more. I don't often run ads on my YouTube channel. It's almost 100% organic. I've got over 1,000 videos on here providing value on all sorts of different topics, mostly related to moving to Thailand. So if you're watching this now, that's probably how you found my content. So yeah, overall, there's really not much to complain about. I get to live in Samui, make these videos. Hey Josh. And yeah, just live the dream. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off. Thanks so much for watching this video. Peace, and I will see you in the next one. Let me know if you have any questions. Post them in the comments below.